What's up, JEFusion fans? This is Philip, and welcome back to another video. So, we are going to talk about Kamen Rider Gates once again. And I just want to rant, actually. So, I want to talk about Michinaga, aka Kamen Rider Buffa's power up form. So, before I continue on, I would just like to remind everyone that there would be spoilers in this video. So, if you haven't caught up with the latest Geats episodes yet, um, I highly suggest that you do. Although, what by the topic that I'm gonna talk about in this video, I'm pretty sure we're so far ahead right now. So, but just in case anyone who has it, just in case there's anyone who hasn't caught up with the latest episodes of Kamen Rider Geats yet and hasn't even seen Michinaga's power up per se, then go ahead, catch up first, and come back to this video later, okay? So, with that said, let's go. So, I want to talk about, actually, I want to rant about Kamen Rider Buffa Fever Zombie Jamashin. Yeah. So, to recap a little bit, Michinaga does become a winner of the Grand Prix, albeit the Yamato Grand Prix. Going back several episodes ago, so he was eliminated, and although he was presumed not alive, he was suddenly found by Archimedes in his farm, and it turns out that Michinaga somewhat survived, well, due to the prolonged use of the zombie buckle, kind of giving him some sort of invincibility. Um, but during his time in the uh, Yamato Garden, so he forced his way out by using a Yamato buckle. Hence, he turns into half Yamato. So he joins the Yamato Grand Prix, siding with the Yamato in order to stop Ace and the remaining riders, namely Keiwa and Neon, Tycoon and Nago, respectively. So he is so bent on revenge against Kamen Riders, given that his backstory is that his best friend died at the hands of Kamen Riders. So yeah, eventually, um, no, Michinaga as Buffa, of course, wins the Yamato Grand Prix, and his desire to gain power to destroy Kamen Riders, well, it comes true. So, with that said, so by the beginning of a new Desire Grand Prix, so uh, Michinaga enters the scene as the Jamashin with this new power, the Fever Boost Zombie, or the Fever Zombie Jamashin, right? So, first off, it's not Michinaga's fault, but uh, Toei really did him dirty with this power up. So, basically, how we would describe it is just, the Fever Zombie form with some uh, new things slapped on it to make it look new. So you replace the regular horns with big golden horns, and you add a purple cape, and the side robe that hangs on Michinaga's left waist is now turned to gold. So yeah, just it's not really a power, but it is the zombie or the fever zombie. Like, you just get basically 100% chance of getting the fever zombie. So the stats of the fever zombie Jamashin are no different from the typical fever zombie form that Michinaga used way before. So to give you guys the stats, so I'm actually looking at the Kamen Rider wiki right now, but this information is actually taken from TV Asai's website, so it is reliable. So punching power 3.6 tons, kicking power 6.8 tons. We're talking about the Jamashin form here, okay? So to put that into perspective, Geats 9 has 69.9 tons of punching power, which is almost nice, 149.9 tons of kicking power, and with the recently debuted Bujin Sword Tycoon, so Bujin Sword Tycoon, I believe, has around 63 tons of punching power and I believe 130 tons of kicking power. Surely, obviously, a bit lower than Geats, of course, because Geats is still the main rider, and you need the main rider to be the strongest rider when they get their final power ups, and all that kind of stuff. But it's still relatively close as well. So compare that to the Jamashin Buffa. It pales in comparison when it comes to offense. So, however, the actual effect that you get by this form is Michinaga gains plot armor. You heard that right, plot armor. So, with his desire for the power to defeat Kamen Riders, now he does get a very nice side effect, which is the only great thing about this, or I don't know, but I'll get to that later. So, with the power of the Jam Machine form, he is invulnerable to any attacks from riders. So he's basically invincible when he is up against Kamen Riders. And only Kamen Riders. So this is how he manages to sweep the floor with, I believe it was Gazer 2. So he was able to defeat Gazer 2 without difficulty, because Gazer 2 is a Kamen Rider, and by that logic, so all of his attacks are useless against Buffa. Despite being the stronger rider, statistically close to Geats 9 or Bujin Sword Tycoon, but yeah, by stats alone, he should have been pretty powerful, but with the special effect granted by the Jamashin form, you know, Michinaga is invincible, and he was actually said to have beaten a former Desashin who was hinted to be Kamen Rider Groovy, or Groovy, as it is an anagram of Biguru, so which is the Japanese pronunciation of beagle. So, yeah. However, this does come at a cost. So, Michinaga's desire has a big gaping hole of a weakness. So, it turns out that, even after the Yamato Grand Prix, so apparently there were Yamato remnants lurking around and, just probably laying dormant. So when they were awakened, and Archimedes himself he sacrificed himself to create somewhat a powerful Yamato. Yeah. So when this remaining Yamato threat arises, Michinaga is basically useless against them. He wished for the power to defeat Kamen Riders, but he had a lack of foresight to also wish for the power to defeat the Yamato. You know? To be fair, he probably didn't expect that there would still be any Jamato lying around somewhere, just waiting for the chance to strike. But there you have it, Jamato survivors beating the crap out of Michinaga and such. To basically put it like they turned Michinaga so dumb in that regard. Really. Like, I get that his deal is that, he is the type of guy who doesn't give up. But apparently, he's also the type of guy who doesn't think things through. Maybe it's attributed to his motif animal, which is the bull or buffalo or the bison, whatever you would think of it. But you know, he is bullish in his actions, so he just tends to rush through things recklessly. I mean, that's how he got himself eliminated, you know, much earlier in the first place. And if it weren't for the side effect of the zombie buckle, Michinaga wouldn't even be alive in the first place. So that's how dumb he is. So yeah, like I get that he is actually quite an important writer. He is an important character, albeit Neon is supposedly the tertiary writer, and ironically, Neon hasn't even gotten a power up yet. By the way, so she should be portrayed as the more important writer, given the fact that during in the Oronamin C commercials, Neon is the one featured instead of Michinaga. So if you are the third writer featured in the Oronamin commercials, that means that you are certified the third Kamen Rider or the tertiary Kamen Rider. So yeah, Toei really did Michinaga dirty. Like I already said that earlier, but I'm gonna say it again. They did our boy dirty, really. And as a character, like you do kind of get what he's been going through. Again, he lost his friend because of the DGP, and he's out for revenge. But yeah, he does lack the foresight to think things through. Like he just charges into battle, like brute forcing his way through enemies. Like he's more focused on like just beating as many enemies as he can, while ignoring most of the missions that would have probably gotten him more points, and therefore leading to a victory as a Desashin. Like, call back to the first episode, so he was so focused on defeating as many Jamato grunts as possible that, you know, he did not think of actually trying to beat the giant boss, which Ace eventually defeats, and with that, Ace becomes the Desashin or the Desire God. So, however, the way Michinaga became the Jamashin, however, was actually kind of nice. Well, taking advantage of Geets and Niram duking it out and using his zombie powers to actually eliminate both of them in a single swoop. So I think that's the smartest Michinaga has ever been. But after that, he's gone splat again, I think. But what do you guys think about the Michinaga and his Jamashin form? For me, it really sucks. He only was able to defeat Kamen Riders with that. So yeah, doesn't really, you know, uh, come through when you actually need it. Particularly when Jamato remnants are still a big threat. So yeah, leave what you think down in the comment section below. So as always, thank you so much for watching, and please do leave a like, comment, share, subscribe, and don't forget that notification bell so you get the latest from JEFusion. This has been Philip, and I'll see you in the next video.